This is the Phillies Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Philadelphia Phillies. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome into Locked On Phillies Postcast on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. It's great to have you along for the ride. My name is Mark Farzetta. Hey, thanks for being out there late tonight on this late rain-delayed for no good reason Friday. I don't know what the Doppler said. I don't know what the radar said. I don't know what the little green clouds that move across the thing and the other thing. And they made it go, hey, hold on a second. We don't want to waste any pictures. Whatever. Anyway, the Phillies had a little offensive delay considering they really didn't get things going to the 7th and 8th inning. And even then, they really didn't get things going for themselves until the 8th inning when they actually did something to get runs scored. But anyway, Phillies get the win. They open up this 3-game series this weekend set against Pittsburgh Pirates with an 8-4 victory. And you know what? Bottom line also, the offense took Ranger Suarez off the hook for one huge mistake he made in this game. When I say huge, it was more so that he missed an entire length of the plate. They wanted it inside. He went to the outside, and that ball went very much outside the ballpark for the home run. But bottom line, oh my goodness gracious, this Phillies team pulling out the victory. I don't like to say this often, but found a way to win this game. And the way they found the victory was patience, with the exception of Nick Castellanos, who I was ready to throw my remote control through the television when he was up there swinging away after a bases-loaded walk to Kyle Schwarber. He's hacking at the first pitch. And I was like, oh my goodness. He went down 0-2. And then he got hit. And I went, thank goodness, because he was about to strike out there. I have zero doubt in my mind about that. But Phillies get the 8-4 win. They start the series out on the right foot. Once again, welcome into Locked On Phillies Postcast on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. My name is Mark Farzetta. Connor Thomas has got you covered each and every day with your Locked On Phillies daily podcasts. So make sure you guys are paying attention. Make sure you guys are clicking, liking, and subscribing, and all that good stuff. Let's start it off. 3 big things. Number 1, Ranger Suarez. Oh, my goodness gracious. I know, look, was it a mistake? It was a mistake. However, the Ranger Suarez that we saw for a good amount of last year was the Ranger Suarez that we saw a pitch in tonight's game into the 7th inning. That is 7th inning is where he started to get a little. He had some problems, but overall, we're talking about a guy who threw 98 pitches. A guy that's not used to throwing 98 pitches yet. He goes out there and he just rolls. He was coming off a great performance that he had, 7 scoreless, 3 hits against the Cleveland Guardians, rolls that into this series rather well. And then unfortunately in his final inning out there, that's where they started to get to him. Excuse me, the second to last inning out there in the 6th inning, that's where they started to get to him. So you look at how he went into that inning, and he was just pretty much on cruise control. He was going into the 6th inning. It was only at 69 pitches. Nice. He goes up there. Yeah, he gets the first out of the inning. He unfortunately gave it back-to-back base hits. There's a fielder's choice that got him a second out of the inning, and he's got first and third with 2 outs, and he has Canario step to the plate. It's a fastball away is what it ended up being. It was supposed to be a fastball in, and Canario just obliterated it. Right center field. All of a sudden, you went from being up 1-0, actually getting a run on a bloop RBI single from Bryce Harper in the 5th that we'll talk about more in a second. After that, you get out of that inning with the lead, 1-0. Ranger Suarez has the smallest of leads to work with, and he gives up the biggest hit of the night. So now you're looking at your offense to start scrambling and get something going. And as we know by now, they absolutely did that. But really, Ranger had the curveball working tonight. He had the changeup working tonight. He had the fastball working. Everything was keeping guys off balance. And there were a couple of instances in particular that you can look at in this game. One that jumps to mind was the changeup he got Triolo on to strike out in the 3rd inning that he just absolutely made him go fishing for it. Another was a curveball that he got Pham on in the ball game that he was just left looking at that on the outer half of the plate. No idea what to do with it except go, nice pitch, and then go sit down. I mean, really, everything was on point for Ranger until they went into that 6th inning and he made that one mistake. But even in the 7th inning, came out, gave up the leadoff single to Pham. And after that, 1, 2, 3, bang, bang, boom, he's out of the inning. No problem. Love to see that for Ranger Suarez in tonight's baseball game. So you see that from him tonight. That's the number one thing. Number two, Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper today goes out there 3 for 4, 1,000th career RBI and 1,001st career RBI, all in one night. Bryce Harper had the game-winning RBI in a game against the Cardinals. In your first game of that doubleheader against the Cardinals, it was a little bloop, but it got the job done. This one, also a bloop, but it got the job done. This was on a 2-2 slider that he just dropped the barrel down on perfectly, delivered it right out there to left field, plates a run, Phillies grab a lead, Ranger Suarez has a lead at least, and he could potentially get his second win of the season thanks to this hit from Bryce Harper. Now, unfortunately, as I've mentioned many times already, 6th inning, Ranger got gotten. Now let's get to the third thing. Now, I bring all that up with Bryce Harper just to simply talk about a guy that is, I feel, going to put it together. I don't feel that he's cooked. I certainly think he could use a day off or two. But if he is able to start stringing this stuff together, I mean, I was talking about Alec Bohm as a guy that needed a day off or two when he was in the midst of that 1 for 24 slump that he was in, and that was terrible. And now you're talking about a guy hitting around 320 over the last month of the season. Yeah, I like to see that. So now I'm looking at Bryce as a guy that I hope without the days off can just start all of a sudden putting it back together. Now, number 3. Small ball is just sometimes the way to go. And in that 7th inning, the Philadelphia Phillies, forget about small ball. They just played smart ball. I will take this every single time. Kepler starts it off by flying out to left field, 1 out, just like that. Then Johan Rojas. I know during the broadcast they mentioned 9 pitches at number 10. It was an 8-pitch at bat, but whatever. 8 pitches. Johan Rojas faces. He works the walk in that plate appearance. So now I got a 1-out base runner. Trea Turner then goes up there. He gets a baseball. He flares it out to left field. Pham is coming in hot, baby. He is coming in hot from left field. Ball right out of his mitt. Ball right out of the heel of his mitt. All of a sudden, you got runners on first and second, and you got 1 out. They then decide to make the pitching change, and this is when really all hell started to break loose for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They bring in Rocky. He steps up. He walks Harper. First thing of luck was that ball bounced out of Tommy Pham's glove. The second part of luck is that Bryce Harper struck out. He absolutely offered at that, what was a 4th ball, but actually a 3rd strike. He absolutely swung at that ball. You can't convince me otherwise. The Pirates had an absolute argument about it, but oh well, such is life, as some might say. That's baseball. So now you got a bases loaded 1-out situation with Kyle Schwarber stepping to the plate. Patience is key. He works the walk. They walk in a run. It's a 3-2 ball game, folks. And then Nick Castellanos steps up there again. Oh my goodness, Nick Castellanos. Literally, if there's ever a time to not swing, it is right after a bullpen arm walked in a run. Literally, do not swing. Swings to the first pitch. Swings to the second pitch. He's now down 0-2. He then takes the ball off his foot, to which another run scores, and now all of a sudden you got a tie ball game. Realmuto stepped up there. Next, bases loaded walk. Again, another bases loaded walk. So you got a bases loaded walk. Well, you have a drop fly ball. You have a check swing called a check swing as opposed to a 3rd strike. You have another, you have a hit by pitch. Walking a run. That's fun. That's a lot of fun. Now, all of a sudden, we're talking about a 4-3 baseball game. Phillies are in the lead, and Ranger Suarez is in line to pick up his second win of the season. Alec Bohm then steps up. He lines one to center field, ends up being a sac fly RBI. Bringing home the fleet of foot, Kyle Schwarber. I tell you guys all the time, this is the guy that was the 2022 postseason stolen base king with 2. But anyway, he had 2 stolen bases. So Kyle Schwarber ends up taking home. I was a little nervous on that one. I thought he was going to get thrown out. No, he made it. And all of a sudden, it was 5-3. Phillies had on more runs there in the 8th inning, fortunately. Get another leadoff walk, or get another walk from Johan Rojas, I should say. He leads off that walk. I believe it was a walk on 4 pitches to start the 8th inning. Trea Turner then puts one in the right field corner. That makes Rojas score from first. Turner actually gets a triple out of it. Phillies tack on another run on a second RBI of the night from Bryce Harper, and then Nick Castellanos gets the RBI ground out, 8-3. And then, we don't really need to talk about what Robert did in the 9th inning. The bottom line is that Jose Alvarado came in and slammed the door. But number 1, Ranger Suarez. Number 2, Bryce Harper. Number 3, hey, this Phillies team showed patience. And this Phillies team, when they needed to put a bat on the ball, whether it was Alec Bohm or Bryce Harper, they found a way and they put the bat on the ball. And they made some runs happen that way as well. So no matter how you slice it, it might not have been the prettiest ending as far as what happened out of the bullpen. But again, Alvarado slammed the door. That's all you need to concern yourself with. I don't think Robert's going to be getting too many opportunities, late in the season to be pitching for the Phils. You know what I mean? But absolutely loved what I saw from this Phillies team, especially late, especially showing patience at the plate, with the exception of Nick Castellanos, and getting those runs across the way in order to not only pick up the win for their pitcher, but also pick up the win for themselves. Love to see that for this Phillies team today. When we come back, there was one moment. There was some history made here with Bryce Harper. There was almost more history made with Kyle Schwarber. We'll talk about that when we return. This is Locked On Phillies postcast. And of course, we'll take your comments as per usual. Back after this. Game Time app. Want to go to the game? Want to go to the concert? Want to go to the comedy show? Whatever it might be, take advantage of all they're offering at the Game Time app. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Have you decided what the last minute game to be to head to? Well, Game Time app has you covered when it comes to tickets. Game Time makes buying tickets fast, simple, and the prices on the app actually drop the closer you get to first pitch, kickoff, opening face-off, tip-off, whatever it might be. Game Time app has you covered. Game Time is the official ticketing partner of Locked On Phillies postcasts. So make sure you guys check out Locked On's Game Time app. That's a Game Time app for last-minute tickets and zone deals for big savings. You can take the guesswork out of buying tickets. So download the Game Time app, create an account, use promo code LOCKEDONMLB. That's promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use redemption code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Download the Game Time app today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Oh, FanDuel, how can you not be having fun on FanDuel, whether you're looking at Major League Baseball or even the NBA playoffs? As we all know, they're in full swing. So right now, FanDuel is making it easy to stay in the game before tip-off, live, player props, performance trends, same game parlays. Fans have so many more ways to get in on all the action with FanDuel, more so than anywhere else. Which players you're looking to really show off and maybe help that parlay of yours? You never know. How could $200 in bonus bets also be added? How about this? You make a bet, you could get a $5 bet. You hit that bet, up to $200 in bonus bets with the amazing people of FanDuel. So if you're new to FanDuel, it's a perfect time to sign up. Head to FanDuel.com and place your first $5 bet. And if it wins, $200 in bonus bets from the amazing people at FanDuel. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. There was a moment where I leapt out of my chair, and it came in the 3rd inning. Nothing ball game. Kyle Schwarber steps to the plate. 2 outs already recorded in the inning. He gets a fastball out over the middle, actually middle in the sweet spot, if you will. A ball that normally ends on the second deck, facing the second deck. This one just maybe 2 feet shy of being a home run. As Gorski, maybe even a foot shy, as Gorski went back to the warning track, back to the wall, leapt, high pointed the ball, use a football term there, high pointed the ball, and brought it down for a home run stealing catch by Gorski. When I say home run stealing, I mean 300th career home run stolen from the mid Gorski in center field. That's a bit of a rough one. Harper getting his 1,000th RBI, that was pretty great. Schwarber just coming a couple feet, maybe a foot shy of making that 300th career home run. That would have been something special. But you know what? Schwarber still able to get on the base for the Phillies tonight. Had a hit, 2 walks. Nick Castellanos had 2 RBIs despite going 0 for 4 on the night. Trea Turner, 2 hits, 2 for 5. Harper, as I mentioned, 3 for 4. And you also had Mundo Sosa with another couple of base knocks for you tonight. All the dude does is hit. Got to find a way to keep him in that lineup. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be feeling pretty good about your Phillies. Now, away from the game tonight, we could talk about in the near future here, Aaron Nola being placed on the IL. I think I know how that went down. Aaron Nola probably got called in the now. Do I think he has an ankle injury? Yes, I think he has an ankle injury. However, I would not be surprised to learn that he apparently hurt the ankle, by the way, in warm-ups ahead of one of the games in Tampa. Okay, so he wasn't very good against the Guardians, would have been after it, and he certainly wasn't good 2 days ago. So not a good time for Aaron Nola. I have no doubt that he has some kind of ankle injury. I'm sure that's somewhat true. But I wouldn't be surprised if they called Aaron Nola in the office and be like, look, you're terrible. Just being real. I'm sure it didn't come out like this. But anyway, hey, look, you're pretty terrible. We're either going to shut you down or you just tell us some injury that something's got to be nagging you. Just tell us anything that could be nagging you. Did you get a paper cut? Did you stub your toe? Did you hurt in any way, shape, or form? Did you stare at your screen too long? Do you have a migraine? You tell us, and we'll just draw up the paperwork. And instead of us sitting you for 2 weeks, we're going to say that you're hurt. And then I'm sure Aaron Nola said something to the effect of, well, I was running around out in the outfield, and I kind of turned my ankle. Oh, that'll do. Shut down for 2 weeks. See you later. Now Mick Abel gets the chance here for a major league debut. Love that. Let's see what you got, kiddo. Sunny against Paul Skeens. Have at it, fella. Have at it. So no Nola for a little bit here. No Nola for a little bit. I was surprised. I told you guys before, I didn't think it was gonna come out that he was hurt. I didn't think it was going to come out that he was injured. I didn't think they were going to bench him. But yet here we are. Here we are. All right, let's get into the chat check and see how you wonderful people are doing on this fine evening. Jeremy Van Skyver. Hi, Mark. I can see where this game is headed. I was able to watch the Eagle Squad pod during the rain delay. Thank you very much. Great show as usual. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to Locked On Eagles podcast. Locked On Eagles YouTube channel, that is. The three of you guys are hilarious, especially when off topic. I'm going to tell you right now, when we go off topic, this is just from the radio days, we go off topic, the clock starts in my head. I enjoy every second of it, and then I'm like, all right, we got to get back to the Eagles here. But, yeah, it's fun, man. We have a good time. Runs is runs, says JDM. You are correct. Just Patrick, 4 runs on 1 hit in the 7th. Try doing that every week. I know, right? Jeremy Von Scaver, I'm now convinced Kyle Schwarber is winning a race between Nick Castellanos and Alec Bohm. He just might to win that race. Kyle Schwarber just might win that race. Phillies payroll is 192.3 million more than the Pirates. I wasn't sure where you were going with that, JDM, but that's great. And that is true. Just Patrick, 0 for 2 with 3 runs. Who does that? Also in this box score, 4 strikeouts for the Phillies. There you go. JDM, I never want to see this Robert guy again. Right? Saskatchewan is looking better and better, Topper. Back north of the border. You know what I mean? Pat Ryan. I think you're talking about Robert pitching in the 9th inning there. Who is this guy and why is he making me angry? I don't know. Jeremy Van Skyver, there's a full moon tonight, scoring 4 runs with only 1 hit and bringing in Daniel Robert in the 9th inning with only a 5-run lead. What's next? Losing the game? Bite my tongue. Right? Hey, Farzy. Pirates loaded the bases in the 9th inning. Heart rate jumped up a tad at that point, I'm sure. That was not fun. I do love the idea of Jose Alvarado just coming in and absolutely regulating. Is that not how it felt for you guys as well? I mean, you look at Suarez's numbers there tonight. 7 innings, 3 runs. Romano, he got one walk. Okay, fine, but gets a double play ball. 9 pitches. See you later. Robert, a third of an inning, 1 hit, 3 walks, a run scored, 1 strikeout, 28 pitches for 1/3 of an inning. Jose Alvarado, 6 pitches, 2 outs. See you later. Bing, bang, boom. Dunzo. Love that from Jose Alvarado. Don't forget 1,000 RBIs for Harper. Hell yeah. Thank you, Just Patrick. Second. Rojas' big walk. Yeah, that was ginormous. Absolutely ginormous. As a matter of fact, thank you. That kind of reminds me I got to do something.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
This is tough. Do you go Ranger? Do you go Bryce baby? Where do you go? This is tough. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna chicken out. I'm gonna be a coward. I'm gonna be a total coward here. Okay. I'm divvying it up. I'm going pitcher of the game and I'm going hitter of the game. Hitter of the game, I'm going Bryce baby. Pitcher of the game, I'm going Ranger Suarez with another hat tip. Whoa, I'm really splitting hairs here, which I know is weird for a bald man to say. But yeah, I'm going Jose Alvarado because he was like, enough games. I come in, I dominate. And that's what happened. Ranger gets a hat tip. Bryce Harper gets a hat tip. And Jose Alvarado gets a hat tip. And, Jordan Romano just does what Jordan Romano things. You know what I mean? As far as...
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Turning point, I'm going to go to that walk by our man, Johan Rojas there in the 7th inning because he worked the 1-out walk on 8 pitches. Trea Turner comes up, gets a single. All of a sudden, oh, look at this. He got ducks on the pond here. They make a bullpen. They go to the bullpen. Harper gets lucky on not being called out on strikes on that not-so-checked swing. And then walked in a run with Kyle Schwarber. Nick Castellanos, despite his best efforts, gets hit by a pitch to drive in another run. JT Realmuto draws a walk with the bases loaded. Alec Bohm gets a sac fly RBI in center field. All of a sudden, you got 5 runs in total, and it's 5-3 in favor of the Phils. But Bryce Harper also had 3 hits today, so I kind of go with him offensively speaking. So I love all that.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I think you're going to be talking about Bryce Harper's great game. I think you're going to be talking about the Phillies coming alive in the 7th and 8th inning. And I think you're going to be talking about, Aaron Nola's shut down. Saw that coming. Because most of you did. We were speculating 2 nights ago as to whether or not he was hurt. He's got a bad ankle. He's not pushing off the rubber properly, which might be why he's not getting that finish on some of his pitches. Well, let's cross our fingers that that's the reason. Right? Right. All right, let's continue with the chat check. Thank you, by the way, for reminding me I had to do that, everybody, all you wonderful people. I'm losing my place here. Farzy, there we go. Don't forget the yes. That's right. Oh, Mark K, you're the one that reminded me. Thank you. The big walk by Rojas, absolutely. Bandman 100. Rojas might finally be learning to take some pitches. We can hope. Robert aside, the pitching was excellent. Oh yeah, Robert the pit. Yeah, and that's the main news. There you go. Polar Buck, that was fun. Long live the poop games. Let him rest in peace. I was thinking they need to do a 30 for 30. What if I told you? What if I told you that when the Pirates and the Phillies played each other and it was a scoreless game, it once spelled poop on the scoreboard? What if I told you that? Well, I'd laugh. I'd laugh heartily because I'm a child. Oh, I love it when the childish thing still amuses, right? Bandman 100 bum the Pirates. Player Rob Schwarber with a 300 homer. That's Gorski. Yeah, that one sucked. Great catch by him. Evelyn, what's up, Evelyn? Love Kruk, T-Mac, Ben together. So much fun. Congrats, Bryce. There you go. Love it. Joel Elvers. Title could have more R's. Late rally for Ranger on rain delay route. That's a lot of alliteration. I love it. As you tell, I'm a sucker for alliteration. Thank you. Nate, hey Nate. Thompson had to be numb in the brain. Must have been. Graham Francis, by the way, you're huge in Western Australia. This podcast growing each week. Cheers to all in Philly. Hope to get there one day. That'd be fantastic. That'd be fantastic, man. Appreciate you. My love to everybody in Western Australia. Ooh, Mikey B. Well, a glimpse of the old Bryce tonight. There you go. Far as I can't bets the bar. Rangers served up a spicy meatball. Now Thompson had to burn Alvarado because he threw in an incompetent reliever. A 5-run lead, I don't mind an incompetent reliever, but maybe before the bases get loaded, maybe make a change then. Yeah, before then, maybe. All right. Gorgon, Farzi, this is Knicks Nation. We move on. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. Philly Nate, authenticate Bryce's 1,000th RBI gear, taking 1-run lead down to 2 without a hit. And Robert's rag arm. Yeah, that wasn't great. Not ideal. I don't care about the Knicks. Greg Lucas, how many does Skeens mow down on Sunday? 20? Skeens gets run in the second inning. My prediction? Pain. Anyway. At least that's what I'll be hoping for. Ray Amato, hey. A good come from behind win. Glad to finally see some offense. Yeah, it took long enough. You know what I mean? North Jersey bait reviews. Farzi chat check. I will chin check you. All right. Jersey bait reviews. Law School Joe. Mark, how do you maintain that bald head with that good a beard? We get blessed. We get blessed with our own little blessings in life. And I although started to bald at 17, that's when I noticed the first little, oh, look, I'm missing a little hair right there. I'm sure it'll grow back. I did not. And then I just get to keep a dark, rather full beard into my 40s. So I'm very lucky. I got a couple of the gray ones coming through. Maybe you could see one right there. A little bit. For the most part, dark and full. Anyway, enough about me. Jeremy Van Schreiber, I enjoyed the banter between Kruk and Ben during the telecast. It is fun. Thanks to everybody in the chat. You guys are wonderful, as per usual. I'll be back with you guys. We got a 6:05 start time tomorrow between the Phillies and the Pirates. They run it back for tomorrow's game in South Philadelphia, as one might assume. Zach Wheeler will be on the bump for the Phils. Carmine Mladzinski, that's what I'm going to go with, is pitching tomorrow. He's a right-handed pitcher with a 5.20 ERA. He has struck out 26 batters in 36 innings of work compared to 74 that has been struck out by Zach Wheeler over his 58 innings of work. So, I kind of like the Phils tomorrow. But with that being said, it will be 2-1 in the 9th inning. And the Phillies will, have to bat in the bottom of the 9th. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. You guys are great as per usual. We'll be back with you guys after that game tomorrow. Like and subscribe to Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. Catch you guys tomorrow. See you. Bye.